It's 7:32 a.m. on the 11th of November 2025. Over the choppy waters of the Taiwan Strait, the destroyer USS William P. Lawrence jolts to full alert. Radar screens flare, an unknown fast mover closing in. Altitude 250 feet. Speed near Mach 0.9. Alarms echo across the steel decks. Above, a Chinese J-16 fighter cuts through the haze, its twin engines roaring as flares streak behind. The jet dives low, slicing across the bow barely 180 feet ahead. The ship's SPY-1D radar locks on, weapons flip to ready. For 90 tense minutes, one wrong twitch could spark a global fire. Spray lifts off the bow as the helmsman steadies the course. On the internal net, calm voices cut through the noise. Maintain phone-op profile. Hold fire unless hostile intent. The bridge dims to combat lighting. Red glows on focused faces. The J-16 yaws, dumping chaff and heat as it knives past again, 30 degrees off the ship's axis. Altitude tape jitters 200, 180, 150. Every eye locks on closure rate and drift. Engines howl, seawater hisses, and the horizon narrows to a razor line. The Taiwan Strait is more than a strip of water. It's a nerve line between two superpowers. Every day, tankers, freighters, and undersea cables feed economies that keep lights on from Los Angeles to Tokyo. Into this artery sails the USS William P. Lawrence on a simple but risky mission. Prove the sea is free. For Washington, it's resolve made visible. For Beijing, it's a test of patience. From the Fujian coast, radar stations and patrol ships track every mile. The Type 052D destroyer Shaman, hull 132, shadows the American vessel from afar, painting the same sea with different intentions. To the crew aboard Lawrence, this isn't a drill. Every beep, every radio ping could be a setup. Analysts call it gray zone. Pressure actions that stop just short of war but feel like standing on its edge. Inside the Combat Information Center, calm discipline rules. Coffee cups rattle as the ship cuts through waves, steady on course. The message is clear: the United States won't yield and the PLA won't back off. It's a standoff measured in nautical miles and human nerve. The ship's tools, radar, missiles, CIWS are safeguards, not invitations. Around them, the sea grows busier. Matsu lies off the port bow. Fishing boats weave unpredictable tracks, and comms chatter mixes with warnings. A misheard word can become a trigger. Insurance markets watch. If a collision shuts a lane or cuts a line, prices spike and alliances shake. That's the real cargo on deck. Credibility. As dawn spreads across the strait, tension hums over steel and skin, a contest of will visible to the world. The radio crackles. Hold course. Avoid escalation. Yet the J-16 keeps pressing low, aggressive, but deniable. If you were on this bridge, would you stay calm or strike first? Press 1 to hold steady, or 9 to hit back. 732 turns into 748. The J-16 comes back for another pass, dropping altitude to 150 feet. Onboard USS William P. Lawrence. Red lights pulse as the ship steadies for contact. The combat team watches the radar cone narrow, blips merging and separating like heartbeats. Track locked, the operator says. The captain nods once calm, deliberate, then orders electronic countermeasures to active. Antennas pivot. White noise floods the spectrum. Outside, the fighter banks hard left, cutting 30 degrees across the destroyer's bow. Flares burst behind it, glowing like molten drops. The ship's Mach 45 5-inch gun trains forward not to fire, but to signal readiness. This is U.S. Navy Warship 110. The bridge transmits, voice firm. You are conducting unsafe maneuvers. Alter course immediately. Silence. Then, in accented English, a reply. You are approaching Chinese waters. Leave now. The J-16 climbs, rolls, then dives again, engines howling. On the SPY-1D radar, its signature splits, chaff clouds bloom, decoys drifting in the wind. Target splitting, someone calls. The system filters the noise, locks again. The Aegis computer hums, evaluating threat bands, readying SM-2 interceptors in case the unthinkable happens. The mission is freedom of navigation, not provocation. Each maneuver feels like a test. The Chinese jet loops within half a mile, dumping another string of countermeasures. Every pass forces Lawrence to correct course, burning fuel and focus. "He's trying to blind the radar," the EW officer mutters. "Don't let him." Sparks of tension ripple through the crew, young sailors gripping railings, eyes darting between monitors and the windowed horizon. At 8:02, the J-16 turns broadside, close enough that the wake from its engine streaks the water in front of the bow. Air trembles. The destroyer rocks. Sensors glitch from the turbulence. For a moment, the radar loses lock, then reacquires with a steady ping. "Got him again!" someone exhales. On the command net, the message loops. "Hold discipline. Record everything." The confrontation has turned into choreography, one side pushing limits, the other refusing to flinch. 90 seconds of silence stretch into eternity. The crew braces for another dive. Out there, a single misread altitude or mistimed roll could change headlines worldwide. 8, 5. The ocean feels smaller now. The J-16 circles wide, then snaps back low, roaring across the destroyer's bow once more. This time, it holds the line less than 200 feet above the water. The wake from its engines ripples against the hull. Inside USS William P. Lawrence, air hums with tension. The crew knows. One wrong read, one overreaction, and the situation turns from harassment to disaster. Electronic warfare screens flare white. The ship's systems flicker, recover, then stabilize. The Chinese pilot is testing range, pushing close enough for his radar to paint the American hull. "He's lighting us up," the tactical officer mutters. "That's a targeting mode." The captain glances toward the monitor, jaw tight. "Maintain course, don't blink." Outside, the Type 052D destroyer Shaman creeps nearer on the horizon, its silhouette breaking through the haze. Two radar signatures now overlap air and sea, fighter and escort. The Aegis display fills with movement, blips, dancing like a storm of ghosts. Orders come fast. Adjust speed, realign sensors, record everything. Every shift must look routine, not reactive. The phalanx CIWS hums to life, spinning up with a metallic whine. The sound cuts through the bridge, sharp and familiar. It means the last line of defense is awake. "SIS in standby," reports a sailor, voice steady. "Copy," replies the captain. No one breathes for a beat. At 8:18, the J-16 dives even lower, barely clearing the waves. Its shadow flashes across the deck. A roar shakes loose bolts, water sprays up in glittering sheets. "That's within 150 feet, someone says, disbelieving. "He's not bluffing." The destroyer rolls slightly as the jet's turbulence slams its hull. The helmsman steadies her again, knuckles white on the wheel. Tension thickens like fog. Every crew member feels the invisible thread pulling tighter between restraint and retaliation. One side wants to provoke, the other refuses to take the bait. The balance holds barely. Out there, one burst of static or slip of nerve could start what neither side truly wants. If you think the crew's discipline is holding the peace, press 1. If you believe the line's already crossed, press 9 and tell us why in the comments. 8:24. The sea stills for a heartbeat. Then, a new contact flashes on radar, small, fast, and low. "Unknown track, bearing 085, the operator calls. The trace darts through surface clutter. Not another fighter, something smaller. The filter sharpens. A drone. Surface, launched. The EW officer notes. From the Type 052D. The bridge stiffens. A low drone skimming waves could mean recon, decoy, or trigger. Track and classify, the captain orders. Weapons hold. Outside, sunlight catches a metallic glint just above the whitecaps. The drone flies parallel to the destroyer, matching speed. Overhead, the J-16 loops like a hawk guarding its prey. Two Chinese assets, one in air, one at sea, now move in sync, probing the ship's discipline. Drone closing 500 yards. The CIWS turns automatically, barrel spinning. "Override manual," the captain commands. A single burst could shred the craft, but firing first means escalation and headlines by nightfall. The drone tilts, flashing a narrow beam at the radar array. Screens flicker. Static floods the Aegis for half a second, enough to raise every heartbeat. "He's spoofing our radar," the technician shouts. The interference fades, but the message lands clear. The other side has new tools, and they're not bluffing. Above, the J-16 veers south, disappearing into cloud. The drone follows, swallowed by spray. Silence returns, but not comfort. The captain exhales slowly. "They wanted to see how far we'd go," he says. "Now they know." For the Lawrence, the line has shifted. It's no longer about distance, it's about control. And the game just changed. 8:26. The calm doesn't last. The radar sings again, 3 returns, fast and converging. "Multiple contacts inbound," someone shouts. The J-16 is back, screaming low, joined by 2 new blips that move too slow for missiles, too erratic for birds. Drones again. "Evasive pattern Delta 1, the captain orders. The USS William P. Lawrence heels slightly as its turbines roar. Metal groans under the turn. "Deploy chaff and flares." White clouds burst from the ship's sides, drifting in the air like burning snow. Each flare buys seconds. The SPY-1D radar locks on. "Target 1 closing range 1,000 yards. The combat console flashes amber. "Sizz to auto track." The phalanx system spins up, its barrels blurring to silver. The growl of hydraulics fills the bridge. Outside, the crew braces, hands gripping safety rails. The first drone dives. The CIWS barks a ripping metallic thunder that drowns the ocean. Tracers arc out, carving orange streaks across gray sky. One burst impact. The drone erupts in a spray of fire and fragments. Cheers choke down to silence. There are still 2 more. Second contact. Still approaching. The radar tech wipes sweat from his brow. The second drone swerves, hugging the surface, its small body too low for full radar coverage. "Manual mode," the captain shouts. The burst hits the waves, misses, then corrects. Another explosion closer this time. The ship rocks with the shockwave. "Third contact fading," says the sensor chief. Signal intermittent. The crew watches in breathless silence. Then from the southeast, the J-16 bursts through cloud again, rolling inverted, flying directly over the destroyer at impossible speed. Its afterburners light the deck in orange glare. Alarms howl as temperature sensors spike. The pilot dumps one last string of flares and rockets skyward, leaving only turbulence and echo. For a moment, everyone stands frozen, only the hiss of seawater against the hull breaking the silence. The captain lowers the handset. "Stand down to yellow alert. Maintain tracking." The air smells of ozone and cordite. Bits of debris drift in the wake. The crew exhales as one, hearts pounding but steady. They've held the line. No shots fired in anger, but every second felt like the start of war. By 8:30, the sea is quiet again. The J-16 and its destroyer escort fade into the southern haze, their signatures blinking off radar one by one. On board USS William P. Lawrence, the crew exhales, drained but steady. The deck smells of salt and smoke. Engineers reset systems, logging every second of contact. Officially, it's over. Unofficially, everyone knows it isn't. The after-action report will call it a close intercept. The footage will circulate across briefings, headlines, and news feeds. For one side, it's proof of restraint. For the other, a show of reach. Neither will admit how close the world came to crossing the line. In the combat center, sailors review recordings in silence. On the screen, the J-16 shadow flashes past again and again, frozen mid-roll. Someone mutters, "All that?" for a message. The captain doesn't answer. He just looks toward the map, the same narrow strait, the same fragile border that both sides claim as open water. The chart lines mean freedom to one, defiance to another. Outside, the sun rises higher, burning away the mist. Civilian freighters resume their routes, unaware of the thin margin that kept them safe. Radios hum with traffic control chatter, life returning to normal. But inside the Lawrence, no one forgets how quickly routine turned to brinkmanship. For the U.S., The standoff shows both strength and strain, advanced defense systems holding firm, yet stretched by constant tests. For China, it's a message delivered. The gray zone is now an active battlefield, fought in inches and seconds. The next encounter may come lower, faster, closer. The bridge crew stands down, fatigue in their eyes but pride in their posture. They didn't fire. They didn't flinch. The sea remains open, at least for today. But the question lingers like static in the air. When the next confrontation comes, will discipline still hold? Or will sparks finally ignite? If you think calm heads will keep the peace, press 1. If you believe the storm is only beginning, press 9 and tell us what you see coming next.